in the fridge. Hey guys, welcome back to the pantry. I'm Catherine, and today I have to decorate a cake, so I thought, why not show you the process, because you've all been asking. This is more of a creative, fun little cake. It's for a little baby's birthday, and the other one I did was my signature boss cake. So if you haven't checked out that one, be sure to check that one out after this video. But if you want to see how I decorate cakes, just stay tuned. Okay. So you always want to add a little buttercream to your cake board so that the first tier sticks, and then as you go, the cake doesn't slide around. So this one here, this order is getting cream cheese buttercream. So I'm going to put that between the layers, and then I'm going to decorate using vanilla buttercream. I tend to always do this. One, it's easy to color, and two, it's really easy to work with. Sometimes this one, my cream cheese buttercream, was in the fridge, so it is stiffer. But sometimes, depending on your different fillings or different kind of buttercreams, they can't hold up as well, so they're great for filling the cake. But to decorate and ice the outside, my go-to is vanilla buttercream, especially depending on the colors too. So then I always invert the next one, so I always flip it over, and we're just going to double check everything is flat, because you want to keep an eye that everything is flat and straight between each layer. Alright, so like I said, I always like to have vanilla buttercream on the side whenever I need to throw it in the mix. So now to crumb coat, I'm going to use my vanilla buttercream and just fill in all of the cracks, I guess you can say, and so that everything is all smooth. So I like to focus the buttercream first on the base, because then this will touch the cake board, help your cake from sliding around, just in case it hasn't attached itself from the buttercream when put on the board. And then you can work your way up. And just take your time in between each layer, because this layer, the crumb coat, is almost as important, or is as important, as the actual decorating itself, because this is where you can really define those straight lines and conceal any imperfections. I'll go ahead and take my bench scraper here, and that just helps me really get smooth sides. Now, using my bench scraper and my offset spatula, anything at the top, I just pull in so that we have straight sides, and then I scrape in between each pull. Again, this is a little bit more critical in the decorating phase, not so much during this one, but you want to make sure those sides are smooth so that when it goes into the fridge and chills, nothing on the sides hardens, so then you can't really work with it. So now we have our crumb coat. We're going ahead and put it in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes just so it firms up and chills, so that then when we put the next layer, none of the crumbs come off, everything's concealed, and then it'll be pretty and white. All right, so our crumb coat is chilled, and now we're gonna go ahead and add the final layer of icing. This cake is just gonna be all white, and then I've got some green here. I did a darker green and a lighter green, just vanilla buttercream, just with round tips. I'm gonna do some cool little dots at the bottom because it's kind of a jungle theme, and then we'll put our little lion topper and our birthday topper, and then she'll be done. So it's a pretty simple cake, but it's nice and playful. So again, I'm starting from the bottom and making sure that I see no more cake underneath. So I want not too thick of a layer, but just enough that, you know, when we're gonna scrape it some away, that we don't want it to be too thin afterwards. So it's best to put more on, and then you're able to take it off than having to keep adding and adding and adding. And again, we're taking our bench scraper and we're just smoothing the sides. So I'm just letting it do all the work and basically just holding it here until the sides are smooth. And I like the playfulness now that this layer adds with a little bit of the buttercream creeping up for this style of cake. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the edge here, with a damp cloth and all over my offset spatula. That will help me get a clean line. And then before I add any extra decorations, I want this layer to chill once more, just so that when we start to go ahead and pipe on the cake, it doesn't smudge or move or anything like that. And sometimes cakes will call for a base border and sometimes they won't. So I always clean it up as best as I can, and then that way you have the option, either you leave it blank or you add a border. So we will see when we start to design whether or not it deserves a border or not. So back in the fridge again for about 5 more minutes, and then we'll add some design. All right, our cake is chilled now, again, once more. So all I'm gonna do, I kind of have a vision. I just want it super simple, really cute. I want the focus to be on the top. So to kind of bring in that jungle feel, I'm just gonna use my 2 different colors of green and just do kind of like gradients of little dots and maybe some different kind of leaves and things like that. And then we'll add our top and then we'll be all done. This is where we'll need music because
pressure's on.
Now I focus and I can't talk. oxygen in our body because we didn't breathe the whole time. We're ready to put our top on. So I always try and make all sides beautiful, and that's what you should strive for too. But sometimes there's just always one part, or most definitely a front of the cake if you're designing it that way. When I do floral cakes, there's always a front of the cake and a back of the cake. So this one kind of has a design going all the way around, but I really like this part you're seeing now, which I'm going to turn towards me, because I kind of like more of the leaf effect that I did on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little guy on, put my little topper, and then we'll see if we just need to add anything else once we do all of that. We think, yeah, I like the circle, right?
Yeah, I like the circle.
Yeah. Needs a little bit more leafies.
Do it around his little, like he's sitting in the grass.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, but then I'm like, should I get my grass tip or should I just do little poops kind of to match the bottom? I think little poops. Oh, well, isn't that just the cutest little thing? And according to Instagram, his name is Leo, also referred to as Lenny, Fernando, or best known Rory. If you think any of these should be his name, comment down below. We would love to know. Instagram is leading with Leo, but I don't know. I think we can do better than that. I love him so much. All right, so here's our final product of our little mini jungle cake we did. I really love the simplicity of like the dot technique to kind of act as like leaves and add a bit of color to kind of the jungle theme with our little fondant character on top. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss when I post a new video. Bye guys.